Hello and welcome, devotional goddess Saskia here. I want to share with you today something that happened over the weekend. Do you check in on yourself? Do you let the world around you inform you of your actions? Positive, negative, it doesn't matter. I'm sharing this because it's important for us to check in and be aware of our effect in our external surroundings, but also have that internal check and barometer within so that we reflect and we assess and we have that inner radar to check in and know how we can refine our actions and refine what it is we may do or say, and take time to choose another path at times and to rewrite how something went in our mind's eye so that we have that programming for future to lean into. What do I mean by all this? The other day over the weekend, I went out and did grocery shopping, and I was, going home, doing cooking for the week, or at least preparing a meal that I could freeze and put away, and, I was processing all of that. I'm driving home, and I see a gentleman crossing the road. Now, there was ample time between me and him. I easily drove straight through with lots of space between him and I. What I'm trying to say is he was walking and he hadn't even reached to the midline of the road while I drove past. But I saw the person next to me stopped. And I watched in my rearview mirror that he stopped to allow this gentleman to pass. And I found that to be such a profound moment. I kept driving and there was ample room to do that. But it was a very generous gesture. It was someone who was driving, who wasn't in a hurry, who chose to stop, be still, and allow this gentleman to cross the road. And it was a very poignant moment for me. And in my mind's eye, because I may never know who this driver is, I may never meet this driver, I didn't see who this driver was. And in my mind's eye, I said, thank you. Thank you for showing me that example of taking your time, of being generous with your time and with your energy, and stopping and allowing that gentleman to pass. It was a really beautiful thing to see. And I wasn't in the wrong per se. But it was a wonderful example for me to bear witness to. Of you know what? I want that. I want to be able to say, no, I have all the time in the world. I'm going to stop and pause and hold the space for this gentleman to cross the road. Kindness is powerful. And generosity is powerful through our kindness, through our holding space for others in great and small ways. And often we do that for those around us, but for the stranger on the street, we may keep going. We may not stop to help or to hold space. And I think that's an important message, especially for at this time, is that we want to be able to be steady and grounded and centered enough in our physical bodies and in our hearts so that we can do what's right for us and also have the capacity to extend that out to others. And in that moment, I didn't have the capacity to extend that out for others. And that's okay. That has its place. But being aware that there are times that by doing less and by breathing and pausing, we can expand our vision, expand our capacity to hold and see beyond ourselves what is the greater good for our communities. So this time of great change and uncertainty and discomfort, I invite you to take more moments to be still. Take more moments to be still so that you can be more connected to your own heart, your own goodness, your own divinity. And then have that extra layer and that additional capacity to hold it for others too. I know in my life that with some people who have been in my orbit, who have been in my circles, this doesn't happen anymore because I have better boundaries. But it used to be when I didn't know I was worthy enough to set those boundaries, that I allowed people in who saw my goodness as a weakness, who saw my kindness as a weakness that they could manipulate or take advantage of. And I've been reflecting on that a fair amount recently, more to allow myself to refine who I want in my orbit, what I find acceptable and what I do not find acceptable for those around me. And that has grown as I have grown, as I have come to understand myself, come to honor who I am, come to love who I am more and be more in acceptance of who I am. And the more each of us do that, the more we know what we are worthy to hold, what we are worthy to receive, and who is worthy to be in our intimate network and community, and who stays on the peripheries, who doesn't respect our boundaries, who doesn't know how to respect their own boundaries and therefore encroaches on ours. They stay on the periphery. They don't come in to my personal space anymore. These are the questions that I've been pondering. These are the past memories that have been surfacing for me so that I can have more clarity as to who I want in my space moving forwards. And it's come from my love. The love and respect that I have built within myself, that I've seen as worthy enough to be and the healing that I do daily and weekly and monthly, but also that I have done in the past and that I will continue to do. This is the kind of message that I hope goes viral. This is what's needed right now. That we pause, that we are able to be still. And stillness really comes from peace. If we're not at peace, we are very skillful at being busy and distracted so that we can avoid the pain that lies beneath, the hurt, the anger, the sadness that lies just beneath the surface. So we get nice and busy so that we don't have to be confronted with it. But you are capable of healing. You are capable of forgiveness. You are capable of feeling whole and strong and complete in who you are as your magnificent, unique, beautiful self. Sending you so much love. All my information is below. If you're like, what? I want that. What does that mean? I'm not in my happy place. I don't know what that looks like. And if there's even awareness that contentment isn't present, there are ways for us to be in contentment, to be able to be still. And that takes an inner practice. That takes time. And it can be achieved by being present in every moment. Much love. Bye for now.